Chapter 1: The Arrival of James. As the heavy doors of the prison clang shut behind him, James feels the weight of his new reality settle in. The chill of the sterile gray walls contrasts sharply with the warmth of freedom he once knew. His diary entries capture the rawness of his fear and confusion, echoing the distant shouts of guards and the murmurs of inmates in the yard. He writes about his heart racing and the knot in his stomach, overwhelmed by the unsettling sounds of life inside these walls. Yet as days turn into weeks, he begins to forge bonds with other inmates. Laughter occasionally rises above the din, filling the lonely spaces with unexpected camaraderie. In moments of reflection, James realizes that these men, once strangers, have stories that resonate with his own. Their shared experiences foster a sense of belonging, slowly transforming fear into a fragile hope for redemption. Chapter 2: Finding Forged Families. As the sun rises over the prison yard, Maria reflects on her years behind bars, filled with moments of laughter and heartache. In her diary, she writes about the sisterhood that has blossomed within these walls, where friendships form in the unlikeliest of places. "We share our dreams, our fears, our secrets," she notes, the sound of clinking metal trays echoing in the background during lunch hours. Laughter rings out as they recount stories, the bonds of trust strengthening with each passing day. Maria recalls a pivotal moment, a fight that led to a conversation, revealing their shared experiences and vulnerabilities. The calming rhythm of card games and spirited debates fills the air, reminding her that amidst the despair, love and camaraderie thrive. Together, they navigate the complexities of their lives, each connection offering a flicker of hope in times of darkness, proving that found family can be as powerful as blood relations. Chapter 3: Reflections of Regret. In the dim light of his cell, Leo's diary entries reverberate with the weight of a life sentence. Each word captures the essence of his regrets, decisions made in haste, moments of weakness that led him to a path of destruction. He reflects on lost family bonds, friendships that faded, and dreams turned to dust. The soundscape shifts to the somber echoes of solitary confinement, distant whispers, the metallic clank of a door, and the oppressive quiet that wraps around him like a shroud. "Time becomes a burden," he writes, "a constant reminder of what I've thrown away." Through his poignant words, listeners feel the intensity of his longing for forgiveness, both from others and himself. In this dark space, he grapples with the notion that redemption may be elusive, yet essential to the human experience, a flicker of hope in the shadows of regret. Chapter 4: Empowerment Through Education, Rachel's Journey. In the hushed confines of her cell, Rachel immerses herself in the world of books, her diary brimming with aspirations and dreams. A first-time offender, she discovers an unexpected sense of purpose through education, her entries reflecting a blossoming self-awareness and resolve. She writes, "Every page turned is a brick lifted from my soul, a step closer to the future I envision." The ambient sounds of a classroom echo around her, enthusiastic debates, laughter, and the shuffling of pages, creating a vibrant backdrop for her transformation. Rachel is buoyed by the camaraderie of fellow students, their shared ambitions weaving a tapestry of hope amid their struggles. With every lesson, Rachel sheds layers of doubt, gaining the courage to redefine her identity. "I may be behind these walls, but my dreams are free," she asserts in a moment of clarity, embodying the spirit of resilience that education ignites within her. Chapter 5: The Weight of Decisions. As Mark counts down the days until his parole, his diary entries surge with mixed emotions, excitement mingled with a heavy weight of uncertainty. He reflects on the choices that led him here, contemplating the same streets he once roamed as a free man. The soundscape is punctuated by the clinking of metal, the familiar echo of handcuffs and cell doors, intertwined with the distant chatter of inmates sharing their plans for the future. Visits from family bring a bittersweet warmth. Voices of loved ones fill the room, reminding him of what's at stake. Mark's pen glides across the pages as he notes his aspirations to rebuild trust, find stable work, and reconnect with friends who have stood by him. With every entry, the gravity of his decisions becomes clearer, shaping the man he hopes to become. The bittersweet anticipation of release hangs in the air, a herald of both newfound freedom and looming responsibilities. Chapter 6: The Art of Survival. In this chapter, we hear from Daniel, a young inmate who finds solace and expression through art. His diary entries depict the stark contrast between the gray prison walls and the vibrant colors of his imagination. Daniel reflects on his early struggles to cope with the harsh realities of incarceration, capturing his emotions on paper through sketches and poetry. He writes about the catharsis that comes from creating, each stroke of his pencil offering an escape from the confinement of his surroundings. We hear the soft scratch of graphite against paper, interspersed with the muffled conversations of fellow inmates in shared spaces, echoing the rawness of their experiences. Through art, Daniel forges a connection not only with his own pain, but also with the collective stories around him. This chapter highlights how creativity can function as a lifeline, a way to process trauma and nurture hope amidst despair. Chapter 7. The Cost of Love. I miss you every minute, every hour. The emotional strain of maintaining a relationship from behind bars weighs heavily on Samantha, a young inmate who writes heartfelt diary entries to her boyfriend, David. Through her words, we hear the longing and love that transcends the prison's cold walls. Your letters are my lifeline, she pens, expressing how each word from him paints vivid images of a life together outside. As she reads one of his letters aloud, the sound of paper rustling mingles with the distant echoes of the common area. Laughter, conversation, and clanging metal. Samantha's reflections reveal not only the joy and comfort of their connection, but also the loneliness and anxiety that accompanies separation. The bittersweet sounds of a phone line connecting intertwine with her soft sobs, highlighting the poignant reality that love, while powerful, often comes with profound sacrifices in this unforgiving environment. Chapter 8. The Burden of Mental Health. Introduction of Alex, a 29-year-old inmate grappling with anxiety and depression exacerbated by incarceration. His diary entries reveal a raw and emotional struggle, marked by feelings of isolation and despair. As Alex reflects on his mental health, he expresses the haunting weight of his thoughts, often feeling trapped not only by bars but by his own mind. Ambient sounds punctuate his narrative, soft echoes of a therapy session where voices attempt to rise above the clanging metal and distant shouts of the prison yard. Snippets of group discussions reveal shared stories of trauma and healing, creating a chorus of vulnerability. Alex writes about the importance of seeking help, highlighting moments of breakthrough amidst the darkness. He captures the delicate balance between confinement and liberation as he navigates the complexities of his mental health journey. In this chapter, we hear that even amid struggles, the quest for understanding and healing is profoundly human. Chapter 9. The Guard's Perspective. In this chapter, we hear from Officer Daniels, a veteran prison guard navigating the complexities of life on the other side of the bars. His diary entries reveal the emotional toll of his job, balancing authority with empathy. He reflects on the humanity he witnesses daily, recalling moments where he shared a laugh with inmates despite the imposing walls that separate them. The soundscape captures the jingling of keys as he walks the corridors, the murmur of inmates exchanging stories, and the distant sounds of footsteps echoing against concrete. Officer Daniels grapples with the isolation that comes from wearing the uniform, often feeling misunderstood by outside society. As he unfurls his thoughts, the burden of their shared existence in this harsh environment becomes evident. His narrative intertwines with the haunting sounds of the prison, illuminating the often overlooked lives of those tasked with maintaining order amidst chaos, shedding light on the complex bond between guards and inmates. Chapter 10. Generational Patterns. In this poignant chapter, we meet David, a young inmate serving time for drug-related offenses, who reflects on the cycle of incarceration that has plagued his family for generations. Through his diary entries, he recounts stories of his father and grandfather, both of whom were also incarcerated, illustrating the heavy weight of familial expectations and societal pressures. David's entries convey a mix of anger and sadness as he grapples with the realization that he is following a path set long before him. The soundscape captures the bustling atmosphere of family visits, interspersed with muffled conversations and the underlying tension of hope and disappointment. As David observes other families supporting their loved ones, he begins to contemplate breaking free from these cycles and finding his own identity outside these walls. His poignant thoughts reflect a yearning to change his narrative and, ultimately, to redefine the legacy he will leave behind. Chapter 11, Hopes and Dreams, A New Beginning. The sound of chalk scratching against a blackboard fills the air as Tyler, a young inmate, pours his thoughts into his diary. It's a space where he dreams vividly of life beyond bars. Every day I feel the weight of my past, but every lesson learned is a step toward the man I want to become. I dream of becoming a mechanic, fixing cars instead of breaking the law. His reflections reveal a profound desire for change, illustrated by the rhythmic sounds of hammers hitting metal during vocational training sessions. Inmates share laughter and encouragement as they learn, fostering a spirit of camaraderie and mutual support. Tyler continues, "It's hard to believe that this place could change me for the better, but I see a spark of hope in my peers. We're not just inmates, we're aspiring souls redefining our futures." With each word, the ambient sounds of tools echo his determination, painting a vivid image of promise amidst adversity. Chapter 12, Trust and Betrayal. In the harsh environment of prison, trust is a rare commodity, easily given and painfully broken. Maya, a seasoned inmate, reflects on a deep betrayal she experienced at the hands of someone she considered family. Her diary entries capture the raw emotion of disillusionment, detailing how trust in such bonds is tested behind bars. As she recounts the moment she discovered the deception, listeners hear the echo of whispers among inmates, punctuated by distant arguments, reflecting the tension that permeates the prison yard. Maya grapples with feelings of vulnerability and rage, her words a testament to the complexity of relationships forged under desperate circumstances. Through her pen, she expresses her struggle to forgive and move forward, revealing a layer of resilience often overlooked. The sound of her pencil scratching against the paper serves as a reminder that in the face of betrayal, the journey towards healing is one of the hardest, yet most essential, paths to tread. Chapter 13, Preparing for Life After Bars. As Mark counts down the final days of his 3-year sentence, his diary entries pulse with a mix of excitement and trepidation. The echoes of prison life, the clang of heavy doors, the shuffle of feet on concrete, become a backdrop to his reflections on freedom. He writes about the anticipation of reuniting with his family and the challenges that lie ahead outside the walls. Visits from loved ones bring joy, accompanied by the sound of laughter and quiet conversations, yet there's an underlying current of fear. Will he truly be able to start anew? Mark grapples with questions of identity and purpose, recognizing that reintegration into society is fraught with obstacles. As he prepares for life beyond bars, he seeks solace in the bonds formed with fellow inmates and the wisdom shared. The closing sounds of his diary entry, a deep, calming breath, symbolize the bittersweet journey toward redemption and hope.